green terminal blocks underneath here should be already installed in the positive and negative side of the monitor. So we'll remove those so that we can strip the power cables and land them into these terminal blocks. So I don't have the power cables hooked up to the power cable clamp yet, so I'm just gonna figure out what I'm gonna need here. You can always give a little extra on the power clamps here. So we cut them, strip it back, and then we land both sets of wires, both red wires here, into the positive terminal block. So one side is for the power of the Vigilant monitor, the other side is for the voltage sensing. It's just in like this. So we'll land those in there, just kind of hold them in position and then tighten up both terminals. And we'll do the same thing with the blacks. And then leave those hanging, not plugged into the monitor yet. We'll verify voltage at these once we land the wires at the cable clamp. So I've got a couple of zip ties to dress the wire up to where it's going to be crimped here. I also have the 3-way jelly splitter and the fuse. I set those in a convenient spot when you're going to start this. So just zip tie the red power wire up to the cable just to keep it neat. So you don't want to get too close yet with the zip ties so that you have a little bit of wire here to work with. So we like to kind of leave a little bit of a loop here so that you can access the fuse if you need to. So if I take this tape off that we put on when we were installing this, we can kind of see where all 3 of these would line up nicely. And then I'll trim this. And then insert all 3 wires into the 3 positions on the 3-way jelly splitter here. You'll know that all the wires are far enough into this because you can see them on the ends here. So if you hold it kind of like this with your pointer finger, keeping pressure on the top of the jelly, and then your another set of fingers holding the wires into the jelly, you can use alignments pliers to squeeze down on this and make sure that that makes full contact. The movable piece, this blue piece, will get pressed all the way in here, and you'll usually end up getting some jelly to squirt out of the top here or on the bottom side of this. We can use another zip tie to just zip tie this on to keep everything tight. Cut the zip ties down. So I leave the fuse close to where it's going to need to be put in. And then we can move to the negative side. So same thing over here, same tools, nothing really changes, just the color of the wire. So we'll route this up. Use a couple of zip ties to get it to where we need it. Again, we're going to kind of want this to go up with the wires so that we kind of have a little bit of a loop with the fuse. That way we can access it. So pull that tape off. Kind of gives us an idea where we can cut the wires here. Same thing, now we'll have three wires to put into our three-way jelly or splice connector. So now we got all three of them in there. We'll use our alignments again to make sure that we get this tight. So we should be good there. And we can zip tie this on. trim the zip ties. So from here, we can start putting the fuses in. So we know that we have the terminal blocks at the monitor disconnected. So we can put that fuse in. Just kind of let that hang. And then we'll go over to the positive side and put that fuse in. Put this fuse in. So now that we've got the fuses in, we can make sure that we have the right float voltage at the terminal blocks. So we've got our 2 terminal blocks here. So we're gonna make sure that we've got the right voltage and the right polarity with the meter here. So 28.0405 volts and then 28.05. Make sure it's the same thing with the other terminals, 2804 and 2805. So we're ready to put those terminal blocks into the monitor. As soon as we do that, the monitor will be powered on.